you so much. Welcome to The Tonight Show. Let's get to the news and some jokes here. Well, guys, the Trump campaign's efforts to flip the election in court are not going well. Out of more than 30 lawsuits, at least 24 have already been dismissed. And this weekend, even Chris Christie jumped ship. Listen to what he said.
If you've got the evidence of fraud, presented. And what's happened here is, quite frankly, the conduct of the president's legal team has been a national embarrassment.
Yep. Christie called Trump's legal team a national embarrassment. Meanwhile, people in foreign countries were like, actually, it's embarrassing here, too. When Trump heard what Christie said, he was like, you know what? Ever since I gave you COVID, you've been a real pain in the butt. Of course, Trump's not happy with his legal team. He just removed one lawyer who was spreading some pretty crazy conspiracy theories. Watch this.
The Trump campaign's trying to distance itself from controversial attorney Sidney Powell. Powell's among those pushing a convoluted conspiracy theory claiming an international plot involving, in part, a dead dictator led to stolen votes.
Yeah, she got kicked off Trump's legal team for being too crazy. That's like getting kicked off of Real Housewives for being too crazy. Seriously, you know how nuts you have to be when Rudy Giuliani's head starts leaking and you're the one who gets fired? For anyone asking what's more embarrassing than being on the Trump legal team, the answer is getting fired from the Trump legal team. It's not easy to fire a conspiracy theorist either. I mean, when you say, we have to let you go, they're like, right, I get it. I'll just go then. I'll clean out my office. That's right, Sidney Powell is out after she said the election was stolen by Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez, who died 7 years ago. Yep, her conspiracy theories were too much, even for Trump. Well, today she wrote a farewell email. It said, my fellow Trump lawyers, well, it finally happened. The Illuminati got me fired. Luckily, you'll still find the culprits who hacked the election, Hugo Chavez, Charles Barkley, and Flo, the progressive insurance lady. They're in a bunker 9 miles below the Times Square Bubba Gump shrimp. The password to enter is Elvis is alive and he lives at Area 51. Hail Zoltar, Sydney. P.S. Jets are going all the way this year. Meanwhile, I saw that today First Lady Melania Trump received the White House Christmas tree. Here's a photo. With a big warm smile, Melania accepted the tree and said,
who gives a about Christmas stuff?
There you go. Meanwhile, Sidney Powell was like, don't let that tree inside. It's a Venezuelan transmitter. Speaking of the holidays, Thanksgiving is almost here, and a lot of people are traveling, believe it or not, despite the risks. Watch this.
On Thursday, the CDC recommended against traveling and gathering for Thanksgiving.
According to TSA, over the past 3 days, more than 3 million people packed the nation's airports, ignoring the CDC's advice.
What are people doing? 3 million Americans are going to show up for Thanksgiving like, I brought some yams, or maybe the plague. If you're going to travel this week, at least do the decent thing by sealing yourself in a box and letting FedEx ship you home. It can't be comforting when you're at a crowded airport watching CNN talk about how dumb it is to be at an airport. You know it's a bad idea when even airport sushi thinks you're disgusting. And that's not all. The CDC is also warning against traveling on cruise ships. They just raised the risk level to level 4, which is as high as it goes. To put that into perspective, after it hit the iceberg, the Titanic was at level 3. Even people who flew this weekend are like, those cruise guys are idiots. A recent poll found that nearly 60% of Americans would get a coronavirus vaccine. It's a pretty interesting poll. Take a look at this. 60% said, I would get the vaccine. 30% said, I would not get the vaccine. 10% said, wait, why not? It prevents you from getting the coronavirus. 40% said, I don't know, it just makes me nervous, I guess. 15% said, more nervous than getting the Rona? I get 1,000 shots if I could. 82% said, it looks like you already did 1,000 shots. The vodka on the fridge is half empty. 40% said, oh, don't even start, Jody. I'm allowed to have a little Tito's after a long day at work. 73% said, work? You call that work? Carl, you sell your old Beanie Babies on eBay. You made $40 since March. Get over yourself. 24% said, why am I the villain here? You're the one who went to an apple butter festival without a mask and still won't get a vaccine. 80% said, you know what? Fine, I'll get a vaccine, but only if it makes me immune to your BS. 40% said, you're the reason I need the Tito's, Jody. Not my job. You! Finally, 40% said, I'm undecided about the vaccine. That, of course, is the latest installment of our segment, Interesting Polls. Hey, this is nice. Here at 30 Rock, the skating rink is now open, but you've got to wear a mask, and your time on the ice is limited to 50 minutes. There aren't a lot of tourists in New York City right now. This morning, it was just a hot dog guy and a cabbie doing a 3-minute pairs program to Endless Love. This raises an interesting question. If the rink is open, but no one's there to watch tourists fall down, is it really open? Here's some business news. I saw that Guitar Center just filed for bankruptcy. Today, Guitar Center thanked their employees and all the liars who said they spent quarantine learning a new instrument. This is actually a pretty big deal because now if Brookstone closes, we're going to be out of places where you can kill 45 minutes without buying anything. Here's a local story. Over the weekend, the police busted a big gathering in Queens. Check out what it was.
In Queens, police broke up a private swingers party. Officers responded to Club Caligula on 20th Avenue in Astoria shortly after midnight yesterday. At least 80 people were inside the club.
Now we know what King of Queens would have been like if it aired on Cinemax. It was a crazy scene. One officer walked in and yelled, "Freeze!" while another yelled, "Cheryl?" And finally, in Canada, officials had to put up road signs warning drivers not to let the moose lick their cars. This is real. Look at this. It was weird for drivers who only saw the second part of that message. Like, lick my car? Okay. Yeah. Apparently, it's been a tough time for the moose since officials broke up their underground swingers club. Hey, everyone. It is Monday. We're so excited to be back. We have an amazing week of shows ahead. Melissa McCarthy will be here. The original cast of Saved by the Bell will be on the show. We're going to have a performance from Sheryl Crow. And be sure to stay right here Thursday night after the game. We have a big Thanksgiving show. Jerry Seinfeld will be our guest. We'll talk about his new book, and we got something fun planned with him. Plus, Bad Bunny will be here to talk, perform, and more. So tune in Thanksgiving night. Set your DVRs, set your Betamax machines, set your TiVos, your Devos, everything you got, man. Set it all up, because you're not going to want to miss this week, especially. But first, we have a great show for you tonight. She stars in the new animated movie, The Croods, A New Age. Emma Stone is here! Stoney! Plus, he directed the new HBO Max film, Super Intelligence. The very funny Ben Falcone is on the show. And we have a performance from Josh Groban.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on.